Shalom, Akim, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. A sincere Shalom to the hopeful electors out there listening, learning, and or teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom. So today, Akim, I got some shorts, or whatever they call them, reels, on from Instagram, and y'all could see what the hell one of the reasons that we say this place needs to be destroyed, Babylon and its leaders, and its wicked laws, and these Edomites, because you could see how they run the world. And this is one small aspect of that. This is how they run the food system, and all these different products that they sell to the people. So I'm just gonna go into these reels and bring out some precepts. Lord's will be edifying. All right, let's get right into it.
An organ man.
Hey, I want to stop it right there because that just made me think about, what they call nut shrinkers, right? These tight ass boxers. They're not even boxers. I forget what they call them. But a lot of them are made out of mixed fabrics, and a lot of them are made out of polyester. Polyester is just plastic, all right, and that's microplastics leaking right into your reproductive parts, man. Your testes, all right, which is one of the reasons why the men of today have such low testosterone. All right. I want to go into something real quick. Give me 1 second. Here we go. I got a quick fact here from the AI overview. It says research confirms that average testosterone levels in men have been declining for decades. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. You see, it's because of all these products, these fake underwears, these even the deodorant you use, man. The deodorant you use is killing you, brothers, man. A lot of the deodorants have aluminum compounds that go into your body and are toxic, and there's a good alternative to that. You can use the salt. It's like a salt stick. It's made from salt, and you just put water on it and you rub it into your armpits in the morning. Now, of course, it's not going to get rid of all the stench, all right, but it is one way to not put poison in your body, right? And if you want it to smell good, then you can mix essential oils with something like coconut oil or avocado oil. Once you put the salt on your armpits, then you can rub in some of that essential oil, and it's basically the exact same thing as a deodorant stick, man, except the deodorant stick has tons of toxic chemicals in it, man, which I'll play this video again real quick. Yeah, you got that high fructose corn syrup and vegetable oil, which those are two of the biggest poisons out of all the foods you eat, and it's in everything. High fructose corn syrup is fake sugar, and then you got vegetable oil, which is fake fats. Okay, fats and sugars are not bad for you if you're eating them the way the Lord made them. Fruits have natural sugar. And even the fruit we eat is not the same fruit that was back then, because these fruits are modified to produce more sugar. You see? You go into the ancient world, the ancient fruits were more sour. They had more electrolyte in them and a little bit of sugar. Real sugar, not high fructose corn syrup, And then the fake fats, canola oil. I made a whole video on canola oil and all those fake oils that have plastic in them because they're made using hexanes and all type of harsh chemicals. Okay, you got to understand, when we say this man is the devil, we are not just pulling that word out of our asshole. Okay, we could write 100 million books on all the stuff this man does. And you Hebrew Israelites who stay up the so-called white man's ass, licking boots. Okay, you don't want to see this fact, bro. Everything you have, everything you buy from the store is killing you. And there's nothing you could do about it because he made it a law that you have to go to him for everything, man. You want to try to collect rainwater. There was a reel I just watched where this man got arrested and fined by the state for taking rainwater and using it to drink and bathe. They said it was theft, as if they own water. You see, like the scriptures say, our water will be sold unto us. Let's get that real quick. I believe that's in Baruch. Let me get it real quick. Our water is sold unto it. Let's get this in Baruch, man. This is or not Baruch, see, Salakia. I mixed it up with Lamentations. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Lamentations 5 and 4. It says, "We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us." Right? You got to go to Home Depot to buy 2x4s because you need a license to cut trees down. Right? And if you collect rainwater, now you're a thief. You see? These devils, they frame mischief into law. Okay? That's all I wanted to grab on that real quick. Let me see something. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So we're going to go ahead and get back to the point with the nut shrinkers, man. Like I was saying, let's pull up this fact from the AI overview. It says, research confirms that average testosterone levels in men have been declining for decades with a significant downward trend observed since the 1980s. Studies indicate that a man today has lower testosterone levels than a man of the same age from previous generations. All right. Let's see here. And I remember, let's see if I can find it. There was a fact somebody had put out. They said a man in his 20s today has the testosterone level of an 80-year-old man from the 1800s or early 1900s. Okay? Because you got a lot of young men now with erectile dysfunction at the age of 20. All right? And a lot of that has to do with that pornography and a lot of other bullshit foods that we're eating. All right? So you put all this together, this is a war that's being waged against you people, especially the Israelites. All right? But the rest of you people are just collateral damage to these international banking families. Right? I made a video titled, "Howl, You Rich Men." Okay, this video I'm making here is going to go hand in hand with it, man, because this is their doing. And remember, we're just going into the food and certain products. Okay, how many other things do they do that causes death on this earth? Okay, this lowers your testosterone and it lowers your vibration. These nut shrinking goddamn fake underwear tights. Okay, and I'm gonna grab a precept on that. Give me 1 second. 1 second. This is in the law. This is Deuteronomy 22 and 11. "Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together." Right? Now, I challenge those of you listening to this video to go to your local Walmart or any, retail store that sells underwear and read what the underwear is made out of. Those little tags that says 50% this, 50% that, 23% this, 23% that, 66% this, and, whatever. Read it, and you're going to see very few underwear are 100% of any one fabric. Very few, you see? It's done by design. Same thing with your shirts, your shorts, okay? Your pants, your hats, everything they mix fabrics, man. This man Esau Edom, his goal is to go against all the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He thinks he's above the Most High. He thinks he is the Most High. He thinks that the Lord's creation was wrong and that he has to go about it some other way. That's why he wants to replace, the Lord with technology, right? That's why they got all this shit. Same thing with the pill pushing industry. They got all this food that's killing people, and then they give you all these pills that make you feel better while you're dying, somewhat. But it doesn't fix the root cause, man. Let's see if I can get a precept real quick. Real quick. This is Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Right? Who's speaking here is the king of Babylon. Right? And Salaki, if I didn't mention the name of the scripture, Isaiah 14:14. Now we're going to go up. Isaiah 14:4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased, right? That's talking about these international banking families, these illuminaries, right? That's why they call themselves the Illuminati. What does Lucifer mean? The light bearer, okay? But this scripture, the subject in Isaiah 14 is the king of Babylon. So you go down, the king of Babylon is who's being spoken about. Babylon being America, right? And, it talks about the attitude of these Edomites. They think they are the Most High. So they're creating their own order on the earth. Everything upside down, man. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to let the video play, man. Yeah, real quick, and that's why I made that video about how to make your own toothpaste, brethren, because the toothpaste at the store calcifies your pineal gland, and it makes you simple-minded, so it's gonna definitely impede your ability to be spiritual. Okay, so that's one way to remove a good amount of fluoride, because your gums, they absorb a huge majority of what's put into them. The skin absorbs stuff too, but not on the same level. Now, of course, we can't get away from it all, but we try. We try. We avoid the things that are sinful, like pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, even though this devil Esau is slipping it into your food anyway. Okay, but that's why the scriptures say rehearse the righteous acts, right? So let's keep it going. See all those ingredients? That's what's killing you. You see, a sandwich like that should only have 5, 6 ingredients. 7 ingredients. 8 ingredients with the seasonings and the mayo and whatever. But look at all this shit, man. It's all this bullshit. Fake shit. Okay? Soybean oil, that's poison. Thiamine mononitrate, reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate. They do that when they strip the nutrients from flour. During processing, they strip it of these nutrients. So what do? They add artificial nutrients back in to make up for it. But it doesn't work. It's not the same thing. It's the same way they make grape juice or any type of juice, really. Okay, you go to the store, it's from concentrate. What they do is they take the juice out of the grapes, then they boil the water out and make this powder. Then they ship the powder to another factory and add water back in. So it's the same shit as what you had before, except it's dead. The enzyme is gone. The healthy bacteria is gone. The freshness is gone. It's just this dead product. And that's what we're eating. A bunch of dead products mixed with chemicals, detergents, fucking fake oils, fake sugars, right? Sodium phosphate, browned in soybean oil. Let's see. Maltodextrin, enzyme. See, that's the thing. A lot of time they'll use a term that's vague. It's broad. What is an enzyme? An enzyme could come from many different animals. It's probably pork. You see? Coloring. Right? What type of coloring? Right? Calcium propionate. Not sure what that is. It says a mold inhibitor, but you see the stuff they use to preserve the food, it kills all bacteria, but when you eat it, now the bacteria in your stomach end up dying. You know, and the microbiome in your stomach is a part of your brain and your body. Your body cannot function when these things are killed. So see, this devil Esau, he's such a jackass idiot that he thinks he knows more than the Most High. The Most High set up everything so perfectly, and what Esau does is he makes shit look perfect on paper, right? Like you look at this sandwich, it doesn't look bad when you look at it from this angle, right? But you wouldn't know unless they told you that it's full of all this bullshit. But anyway, we'll keep it going.
Are you coming to the street? Are they strung up a man? They say we were three. Strange things that happened here, stranger would it be? We met and lived, not in the hanging tree. Are you?
Yeah, you see a lot of these foods that our parents grew up eating, our grandparents, is not the same shit. You know, the Ritz crackers back then were semi-real. You know, it might have had one preservative. Now it's got like 20. You see? So, you know, that's one of the reasons why this generation's all fucked up. And that's why we call them, the YNs, we call them GMO babies, right? They grew up on all this fake shit. Their mama was eating this fake shit while they were in the womb. You know, probably didn't even get breastfed. They probably fed them formula, which is extremely toxic to children. I could make a whole video on that, man. This man is so evil, man. He has destroyed food. All the building blocks for your health have been altered and destroyed to the point where you can't even function as a man. And you got all these illnesses attacking you, these ailments attacking you, your testosterone's being depleted. And then on top of that, they're warring with your mind on the television. You see, that's the spiritual warfare that you people don't see. You simple-minded idiots that like to talk shit, you don't see it, man. This is where the hatred comes from, man. It's justified. Okay? And this is not the only thing, man. You could go back, obviously, to slavery. The time of slavery. And all the deep rabbit holes you can go into on that alone. Okay? Now, food. Come on, man.
Coming to.
They're putting human-derived additives in your food, and I told you this 5 years ago, but my video got removed, so listen to this.
There's a list of companies that are using human fetal cells from aborted babies as a flavor enhancement in our food supply.
Pepsi was busted for doing that. Pepsi was using that as a flavor enhancer in their cola.
Yeah, PepsiCo is certainly one of them, but the list is very long, and it's important for everybody to download the flyer that we have on stopthecrime.net so you don't consume this aborted fetal tissue. What does it do? Well, it incites anger, and it literally rewires our brain as we cannibalize ourselves.
Hey, it incites anger, man. Hey, them YNs out there, angry as shit. Hey, these products is the shit they sell in those bodegas, in those corner stores. And this is all Jake can afford, you see? You see, I ate Aunt Jemima as a kid, man. I ate all this shit as a kid, man. You go to an Edomite neighborhood, they got maple syrup. You know? They got 100% juice. You know? Not from concentrate. right? And of course, these Edomites get fucked up too, because they're taking collateral damage. You see a lot of Edomites fucked up, but they have a lot more options than Jake. You see, these curses are slowly being transferred to the Edomites, but the majority of the people that are getting fucked up by this system is Jake. Okay? It's a war on Jake. You don't see a Whole Foods in the hood, man. You see? Let's keep it going.
.net, so you don't consume this aborted fetal tissue. What does it do? Well, it incites anger, and it literally rewires our brain as we cannibalize ourselves. The same thing, of course, which happened with mad cow disease when they were grinding up roadkill and other cattle and feeding it to the cattle. We're being fed our own species, and we must know the products that are certainly implementing this. So I'm going to just read some.
Hey, that movie, Soylent Green. You see? Soylent Green. Okay, these devils are prophesying on the left-hand side. These international bankers, they have a religion where they show you what they're going to do before they do it. They believe it's a karmic law that protects them from punishment. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to fuck them up. Okay? They could believe what they want to believe. We know the truth. All right? This is Ezekiel chapter 4 and 13. And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel, who are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians. All right? Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. You see? These Gentiles, these Edomites that we're among, we are eating poison. They're feeding us children, man. And we're eating these tissues, and it's causing us to get angry. It's causing us to, be forgetful. Our minds aren't working properly. We're forgetting things. You might triple check that your stove is off in the house because you could have sworn you checked, but did you check? You're not sure. You see, we are in a state of being worn out, man. Okay, and these foods is a big part of being worn out, man. These poisonous foods, all right? And that's why I made that point earlier. Hey, we try to avoid abominable foods, but ultimately you're eating children, you're eating pork, you're eating all that shit in the food, okay? But again, don't let that be an excuse, right? If you sin willfully, there's no forgiveness for sins, like the scriptures say. So don't be out here thinking, well, I could just eat ham because the brother said. Nah, that's not what I said. They slip it into your food, well, hey, that's going to be their punishment. But we're not going to go out of our way to eat something abominable. Okay, if the packaging doesn't say pork on it, then, you pray over it and you eat it. That's all we can do. All right. Let me see something. I want to grab another preset. Let's grab this in Daniel 7:25. It says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, right? These Edomites speaking against the Most High, through this Kingdom America, right? With his policies, foreign policies, all the lies they talk about the Israelites. They say we're the worst people. We're doing all the crime. They're speaking against the Lord's children, right? They're speaking against the Most High's laws, man. They're saying, a woman should be able to do whatever she wants, and, the woman could be over the man. There's a lot of ways they speak against the Most High, man. Okay, but it continues, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Yeah, we're being worn out, man. With these plantation jobs, with, this hustle and bustle lifestyle, being subject unto all these payments. And of course, eating this poisonous food, man, with human DNA and chemicals and testosterone killing chemicals and all type of things, man. All right, it continues, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time, right? We're given into the hand of these Edomites. So we have no power. We have to go eat this poisonous food. The only thing we could do is make better choices. Instead of buying this fake ass cereal and mac and cheese, just cut that food out of your diet entirely, man. You really want mac and cheese, you could buy the elbows, buy some cheese, look up a recipe on Google, and you can make a recipe real quick. Bro, I've made mac and cheese in 15 minutes. All right, but if you buy this trash, you're going to have 50 ingredients in there, man. That's killing you. Lowering your testosterone, lowering your brain power. Okay, a lot of you brothers, they can't read, can't focus. It's your diet, man. It's your diet. Now, of course, I'm not saying this is going to save you. Eating healthy is not going to save you. It's faith in Yahushua. Right? Now, if you have faith in Yahushua and you fight the good fight, you understand your health is a part of the fight. Everything is a part of the fight, man. When you go to fight a battle, you want every advantage you can get. That's why people that play sports and fight, they take steroids. They want every little advantage. They take ice showers. They go running, They don't have sex for a long time. You're making sacrifices, right? You got ADHD, you can't focus. You might need to cut out some of this bullshit food out of your life. That's what's causing your ADHD and whatever. Disclaimer, I am not giving medical advice, okay? Because you know how these devils are, all right? This is just something that I have found that helps me, okay? But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying, right? So, ultimately, this is what's causing all these illnesses, mental illnesses, physical illnesses, so on and so forth. Okay, let's keep it going.
To you now, but again, I caution you when you type in the list of companies using fetal cells from aborted babies, which you can do. Again, the list of companies using fetal cells from aborted babies. You're going to see a very disturbing photograph. But Cinemix is listed on its website, and its partners decided to ignore the letter from the Right to Life group that was certainly organizing against the use of humans in the food supply. And sadly, the Right for Life group lost their bid to stop this during the Obama administration. Now remember, it doesn't matter who's president. Anyone could have been president at that time. We're a corporate structure. We're run by the corporation, and certainly PepsiCo is a massive corporation.
Hey, but comment the word join if you want the detailed protocols for every disease and illness.
So that's the thing. A lot of these corporations, it's only like 6 or 10 corporations. They own all these different food brands. There's like hundreds or thousands of food brands, but it's deceiving because these brands are all sub-brands of the main brands, if that makes sense. Like, I'll give you a quick example, man. PepsiCo, right? Let's look it up real quick. What sodas are under PepsiCo or Pepsi? All right. Mountain Dew, Crush, Starry, Mug, Brisk, Gatorade. All right, which ones are under Coca-Cola? Fanta, Sprite, Bargs or Barks, whatever. Gold Peak, Powerade. Okay, you see? That's one example. Okay, what does that mean? That means these corporations, they all roll the same way. They're all making the same bullshit products. All right? It's not like you're going to find a healthier alternative within those brands. I mean, there's very few. Really what you got to do is read the ingredients yourself. Get into that habit. I know that can be overwhelming. That's just what works for me. I'm very obsessive over the reading labels, and I avoid as much fake shit as possible. I try to eliminate it, but it's not, you're not gonna be able to eliminate all of it, but just think about it like there's choices, right? You got this sandwich at the store that got 100 ingredients. Go make your own sandwich. That's not a hard sacrifice, man. Yeah, the bread, you could even buy the fake ass bread and make a healthier sandwich than that pre-made sandwich. You see? And I don't recommend making that fake ass bread. You can make your own bread. Your own bread will only have like 3 or 4 ingredients. I've made my own bread, and it's delicious. But even then, you're better off without bread, because the bread you eat ain't bread. The wheat that you make bread with ain't even wheat anymore. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. And don't say, well, what should we eat? And no, don't have that giver up mentality. It's all with balance. We have the knowledge. Okay, this is what they doing to our food. So what is the solution? You minimize the damage that it's doing to you by not buying anything that has over 10 ingredients, man. I mean, it's just simple. All right? Now you might eat out once in a while, whatever. Okay, but when you're at your house, 90% of your food should only be like stuff that right? You want a cheeseburger, right? Let's say you buy the fake ass bread. Okay, buy the one with the least ingredients. And then beef is just one ingredient. Don't buy no pre-made beef patties. No, just buy the raw ground beef yourself. Form it with your hands. Don't be lazy. That only takes like 1 minute. Form it with your hands. Throw it on the stove with some grass-fed butter if you can afford it. If not, you could use cleaner things. I used to cook with olive oil. I don't really cook with any oils, because a lot of them, they have a limit to how high you can heat them and shit, and it burns the oil, makes it rancid. So what I do is I use a stable fat, which is an animal fat like butter, or you can even go ghee. Ghee is the best, because even butter, you got the milk solids that burn, and it could be nasty if it burns. But I just don't cook too long. If I got, if I throw butter on the pan and some burgers, it only takes like 10-15 minutes. Optimize, man. What I do, I get parchment paper, right? And I got that little iron press for making smash burgers. Bro, you put two or three patties in there, you smash them all down. They're so thin that I could cook that in 5 or 10 minutes. I got 3 burgers. I got food for a whole day right there, 5 or 10 minutes. No chemicals, no bullshit, right? That's just one example, right? This comes with planning. It comes with time. It comes with practice. And with time, bro, you're not going to have all these sicknesses and issues that other people have. If you're getting headaches all the time, if your heart is skipping beats, if you can't shit, something's wrong, man. You shouldn't have any of those problems as a normal functioning human. All right? Now, of course, eventually your body's going to get fucked up. We're in Babylon, right? But a lot of these illnesses that people have now, we didn't have that shit on a high level back then. And I believe the next video is going into it. If not, eventually it'll get into that. But we'll keep it going.
This nonsense up out of your body, and for the full list of every company and the ingredient name of what they're using and how they disguise it. Share this to your story. They're putting human-derived...
What that reminds me of too is the jump shots. When you're a kid, when you're born into this world, they give you like 30 jump shots. They space them out, whatever. But I remember when my grandparents, when they were a kid, they only took 1 or 2. You see, that's also playing a role. See, everything in this place is death. Everything in this place is a weapon against you, all right? Let's get Job 10:21. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and of the shadow of death, that's America, a land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order. There's no order in this place, man. Everything is upside down and inside out. It says, and where the light is as darkness. right? The knowledge that you get here that seems like it's right, the food pyramid is a good example of this. It's actually the opposite, man. It's inverted. Okay, everything's inverted. This feminism is an inversion of the truth. Okay? These fast foods is an inversion of what you should be eating. You should be eating real food. Everything is upside down, man. This place is just nothing but darkness. People don't even know what makes them stumble here. They know something is wrong. They don't know what. It's literally everything. Everything in this place is wrong. And you got to learn how to fucking eat. This place doesn't even teach you how to eat. You got to go against the whole system to make a meal that's proper. You got to go out of your way to find the needle in the haystack food. And I'm not saying that to discourage you, brothers. All right? Because, I could confidently say at this point that I eat pretty healthy. And it's not hard. The hardest thing is just sitting down and finding out what you shouldn't eat and what you should eat. And really, it boils down to a very simple thing, man. The less ingredients, the better. Okay? The less artificial ingredients, the better. If you can't pronounce what you're reading, it's probably not good for you. That's a great rule of thumb. That'll save a lot of your lives out there. Like, let me see. I got a bag of corn chips, right? Corn chips. We like to dip them in guacamole or chili or whatever. Ingredients. It says corn. That's fine. Vegetable oil. See, that's where it's fucked up. All right? And then it says salt. So, see, this, I would say it's not good for you, but it's not the worst. Because you could buy a bag of Doritos. It has those 3 things and then like 20 other things. Right? So, hey, just make the switch from Doritos to corn chips. Dipping, those chips you dip, Tostitos, whatever you call it. Just read the ingredients. Get used to reading the ingredients. And now this, I will say, is not healthy because of the vegetable oil, right? But if you're just making the transition, start slow. I'm not telling you to cut everything off and just eat fish every day and nothing else, or just eat salad every day and nothing else. You gotta be reasonable. It's a process, right? But anyway, we'll keep it going. Another quick point, because all the food that you eat here in America, a lot of it is toxic. A lot of the ingredients that you see in the foods here, they are banned. They are illegal in all these other countries, right? So I got Micah 2:2. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right? America is not our rest. We're not trying to stay here. We're not trying to build here. Right? Like these other camps, they wanna build communities here and be cool with everybody. Nah, we're not cool with anybody that's not with this truth, man. All right, we are on a one-way ticket, on a one-way trip into a chariot, Lord's will. I be of the elect. That's the goal. The goal is not to sit here and make the best of America. Nah, the goal is for this place to be destroyed and for us to go up into the chariots. Okay, it's going to be destroyed regardless, but we want to make sure that we receive salvation. All right, Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Right, we see the food, the water, the air, the jump shots they put in your children. Then they grind up these children that these females, these demonic ass women out here, they sleeping with the wrong men, so they go and get their children put to death, deleted. And then what do they do with that body? No, they don't dispose of it. They Soylent Green that shit, grind it up, and put it in your fucking food. And they put it in the jump shots. Every jump shot, look it up, every jump shot has tissue from children that were put to death. Look it up. All right? Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yep, this is not our rest. This place must be destroyed for there to be peace on earth.
Bro, I gotta get out of America, man. This is crazy, bro. I gotta get my own land. This is bread, some wheat bread from Walmart. Who shops for food at Walmart anyway? That is a sponge. Wow. Bro, I gotta get out of America, man. This is crazy, bro. I gotta get my own land.
Hey, that's the spirit, man. We're going to read it again. Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, right? Spiritually. It doesn't mean you leave America, because guess what? You leave America, those curses are going to follow you. All right? You still Jake in a world that hates Jake. So, at the end of the day, these Israelites talking about going back to Africa, going to Latin America, going to these other countries, hey, it's not going to save shit. Because guess what? We're not in rulership. The Israelites are not in rulership, so guess what? So anywhere you go, it's still going to be folly, it's still going to be poison, it's still going to be wicked. Okay, it just so happens that America is the most wicked of them all, because that's the way the Lord set it up through these what? Through these Edomites. Okay, these Edomites, whose destiny is to be destroyed.
This is bread, some wheat bread from Walmart. Who shops for food at Walmart anyway? That is a sponge. Wow. Bro, I gotta get out of America, man.
First, can the FDA require a review of baby lotion for safety before it comes to market? Can the FDA require the manufacturer not to use a toxic ingredient, for example, formaldehyde, in its baby lotion? Is the manufacturer required to register with the FDA before selling its baby lotion? So I think my first statement is becoming truer. Once the baby lotion comes to market, can the FDA require safety information about the baby lotion? No. If the baby lotion has caused bad reactions in the babies, can the FDA require a recall? If the manufacturer is aware of the baby's bad reactions, would the manufacturer be required to report that to the FDA?
See that? Hey. This is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? See, they put it into the laws. Okay, as you can see here, the FDA, which is that company that approves certain foods and certain pills and drugs into the market, they're the gatekeepers of foods and drugs, pills and things like that. Okay, well, if they were legit, 90% of the food you see in the stores wouldn't be allowed. Okay, but because they frame mischief by law, you see they've banned it. Or they haven't, Salakia. It's been a long day. Because they frame mischief by law, they allow these wicked things to be in your food. Okay, and then things that are not wicked, like certain plants, are made illegal. You see? And we're not telling Jake to smoke weed because that's wicked. Right, but weed does have certain medicinal properties if you ingest it the way it's supposed to be, orally. Okay, and then same thing with all these other plants that are made illegal also. You see? Let's get another one. I have another one here. Real quick, Salakia. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Right? Physicians of no value. These modern day physicians, they're of no value, man. Because you go to them, what do? They push a pill on you. And you ask them about diet, they have no clue. They say, oh, well, diet doesn't matter that much. It's just genetics. You see? That's all they say. But the scriptures tell us, a merry heart, have care of his meat and diet. Let's get that. This is Sirach 30:25. A cheerful and good heart, which is a mind, a cheerful and good heart or mind, will have a care of his meat and diet. You see, because your meat and your diet is everything. You got to take care of what you eat. What you put into your body affects how your body runs, right? And then another scripture says, this is Sirach 38:4. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. That's right. And that's why we're telling you all the time, these so-called white people, these Edomites, are unwise. They hate natural medicine because it means they cannot profit off of your suffering. All right? Especially the suffering of Jake. You see? Read again. The Lord has created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Right? The earth, it bringeth forth herbs, right? Minerals, clay, all types of great things for your body, your skin, your inside, the different herbs, the teas, the herbal remedies, right? Which is a lost science now because, this devil just wants everybody to push pills or just take these pills and give him his money and keep suffering. Be a repeat customer. See? This is an unwise ruler, man. An unwise ruler destroyeth his people. Let's get that. See, the scriptures condemn this devil and everything he's about. This is Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited, man. And that's why the population is being destroyed here in America. And these so-called white people are afraid of white replacement. Well, because you're poisoning your people. And your men, naturally, they just don't have it the way Jake has it. So your women are running off with Jake. You see? You people, the way you think, you're a bunch of moles. You want to eat Doritos, Fritos, and Cheetos and just take pills. That's your people's mindset. That's why your population's dying, man. And Jake is following suit with Esau, man. That's why 2/3 of our people have lost their fucking mind, man. Well, that's not why they lost their mind, but that's part of the reason. Yeah, following Esau. Not just the food, but everything. Right? Being, a little bit more broad. It's everything, man. It's not just the food. Okay, but that's a part of it. All right, read again. Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, right, the city shall be inhabited.
Be required to report that to the FDA.
See, no accountability.
This is tap water, and we're going to show you how much chlorine is in tap water. We are going to use chlorinated drops. It's a clear liquid with a yellow cap, and this is chlorine. And we are going to see how much chlorine is in our tap water. Now, in this demonstration, we're going to show you how fast chlorine absorbs into your skin. They say that chlorine is proven to cause cancer. It also affects the endocrine system and also the leading cause of asthma, eczema, and psoriasis. So we want to eliminate chlorine. Now we're mimicking what happens in a shower or bath. Take out our hand, do the same exact test. We're going to stir that up. Where's the chlorine? It's in my hand. This is tap water, and we're going to show you how much chlorine is in tap water.
See that, man? Even the water is not safe with this devil in power, man. So with that, I want to finish by giving our glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, the sincere Shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there listening, learning, and or teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom wa. Abad Babal. Shalom.